brand new segment here on our show. It's the Sweet Moment of the Week, brought to you by BA Sweeties, our new sponsor that's hopped on with us. And the Sweet Moment of the Week is just their introduction. Finally it happened. The even starting at the beginning with the intro of the show. But finally, once Jey Uso, we played the clip at the beginning, he won his match. He sent that clip. He wants, kudos to Bray Wyatt, still family and whatnot, but the Firefly's like, you can have that back. You can have that back.
Just don't come after me. Yeah, please don't.
So let's talk about how it all started. Just, let's just take us through it here. First, just we know how it sounds when the lights go out. And we're used to, the Fiend and Bray Wyatt, the late great Bray Wyatt coming out and the setup. The door at the entrance. All the smoke, it opens. Let's just get right to it. The smoke, it opens. And then the first one right here, Nikki Cross. And the first thing I'm thinking of, like, okay, that's, first off, that's a woman. Sister Abigail. Nikki.
I thought they were going to start coming out one by one from the door. And eventually that's when Bo Dallas would come out at the end and kind of be the whole thing. But they went a different direction with the entrance for that. And it was hard, like, following this, too, because they'd flash QR codes and it'd be on the screen for, like, 0.5 seconds. And you have to, like, go back and pause it. They made you physically invest your time in capturing the QR code to get through. When Bray first did it, they were a bit longer, and it was kind of more planned out a little bit. And like, it was on the front of Triple H's microphone or whatever it was, and you could take time to scan it. You could, there it is. You could take your phone.
Right.
Like, this one, you had to pay attention to the show. So not only were they actually getting you engaged in this story and what's going to come of this now, but they got you just to watch the show more closely.
Well, and I'll be honest, I did not pay attention to all the QR codes.
It's tough because they would go in and out and you wouldn't even know. You'd be like, oh, was that a thing? What?
So even I have to do my homework and kind of follow back and go through it. But let's just go through the entrance. So I thought it was kind of going to be the same. I knew it was going to be like a huge, elaborate presentation. But Nikki crawls out, do the zoom in on her, and then she points over to the side, to which Rebecca, we were watching the show together, the first thing she said was, how come they just couldn't go through the door? You gotta go through the side. Oh, that's where she pointed, so let's just follow through and see. And I don't know. It felt like, to me, walking through a haunted house at Cedar Point. Like, it's just going right through. You just see just a dead person here, a dead person there. And then they finally got to the gorilla position. Which gorilla was perfectly fine, by the way, when Drew McIntyre quit an hour ago. What happened?
So basically, they walk through the back. The first person you see is Rowan in a mask, standing over three people. They turn, they go into gorilla. That's where the lights are flickering on and off. And that's where you see, I believe that was Dexter Loomis sitting cross-legged up on the on one of the just TV cards.
Got a little nugget about him coming up in a little bit, too.
Yeah, he's been kind of, they've all been posting stuff on social media now, especially Nikki and then him, too.
Yeah.
Go through the curtain there, and then you see Joe Gacy in another mask, kind of standing there, kind of looking a little confused and a little sad or whatever it is, and keep walking through. And eventually you get to Bo.
Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, which we don't know if that's actually the name he's going to go by. He's wearing the mask. Mm-hmm. Kind of. It's cut off halfway.
It's a little different.
It used to be a little bit bigger. This one's a little more probably easier.
It looks like
to
he can breathe.
Yes.
It looks like he can breathe.
Which is a bonus.
Yeah.
If you can breathe through it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he kind of walked the same way, that kind of stuff, and they all followed him out, had the big entrance. And the names, too, that were down, like, people thought, oh, it's just a bunch of random people, besides Chad Gable, who was the one zoom in that you saw.
Yeah.
But the people that were out and unconscious and bleeding and all that stuff were a bunch of executives, people that are working as agents.
Yeah.
Triple H was one of the people that was out.
Mm-hmm.
The Judgment Day, when you walked through and saw Joe Gacy before you got to Chad Gable, they were laid out. Like, they didn't care who the fuck was back there. If you were in the way when they wanted to come out, you were in trouble.
Yeah.
And there was little, little teases during the show, a couple glitches, a couple.
I mean, even the intro to the show.
Yeah, it did it.
I honestly don't even like the new signature with WWE because now I associate that with this group.
Freaks you out a little bit.
I associate
and I told Double A what I love about this too is the fact that it doesn't feel supernatural. It feels like these people are here because they're pissed off. They're upset about their careers at this point. And you know what? We're gonna just kill everybody.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk. So, and then they all finally came out, and this was the final image.
Yeah.
That we saw there.
Pretty sick.
You know, and even the cursors like the Firefly that's just was kind of going through there. So that was, I mean, that's the crazy thing about it. It's just those things. But you mentioned the supernatural. You know, like the limitations with that. So we have a ton of things to address.
We do.
Again, that was our sweet moment of the week brought to you by B.A. Sweetie.